Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KD8VYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2,406, release date of Friday 17th, 2025, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. A repeater system stays robust during California's deadly wildfires. The expeditioners pursue a holy grail island in India for chasers, and shortwave ingenuity saves a ham radio program's debut. All this and more. Activated the test version of its satellite-to-cellular service to help deliver emergency alerts and texts. Hams were relying on the region's robust and resilient PAPA system of repeaters, as we hear from Ralph Squillace, KK6 ITB. As wildfires whipped through the Los Angeles area, the analog repeaters of California's wide-reaching PAPA system had their nets and routine traffic communications canceled for a number of days. The repeaters were placed on standby for news and emergency traffic only, but by Tuesday, January 14th, all but 3 returned to net hosting and normal use. 3 repeaters remained off the main network to continue providing emergency coverage in the greater Los Angeles area. The PAPA system's digital repeaters, which utilize DMR, P25, and D-Star, continued to host normal traffic. Cecil Casillas, WD6FZA, president of the PAPA system, told Newsline that as of Tuesday the 14th, none of the PAPA repeaters had suffered fire-related damages. He said that flames closely threatened repeaters on Mount Wilson and at Saddle Peak, which overlooks Malibu, but the fires stopped short of affecting the buildings, antennas, or other equipment. He said the Saddle Peak repeater had been knocked out of service by an unrelated battery failure, but that the fires blocked access for anyone to bring up a generator. Meanwhile, SpaceX gave temporary access to its Starlink satellites to T-Mobile customers, even without its installation being fully completed. According to an article in PC Magazine, only T-Mobile customers with supported phones would have access to texting, but emergency alerts and evacuation assistance could be used by any cellular phone. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6 ITB. This week we have word that a rare, largely inaccessible island off the coast of India is about to be activated for only the second time, and the first time in 23 years. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, has the details.
Writing in the December 2002 issue of the Old 73 magazine, Sri VU2SBJ called Sacrifice Rock a harsh, unwelcoming island off the coast of Kerala in southern India, a plain, solid rock in the middle of nowhere. 11 months earlier, this treacherous bit of terrain was activated for the first time by Sri and his D-Expedition team, who were challenged by its difficult access and changeable weather. No hams have been there since. That is, until now. IOTA number AS161, as it is also known, is about to become a base camp for Team AU2V, 6 amateurs who are among many to consider it a holy grail. The D-Expedition website calls it a dream come true for chasers. Sarah, VU2RS, told Newsline in an email that planning and preparation have been intense in advance of the hoped-for visit in the second week of February, when the 3-month seasonal window for access closes. The team will have 2 CW operators and 4 using SSB and digital modes, and is still working out logistics for its hours of operation. The team also continues critical fundraising via PayPal to cover what is expected to be $10,000 in expenses, covering generators, radios, antennas, and, of course, the boat that will make that challenging trip across the water to the team's destination. And if that's not possible to arrive safely by boat, the team will need to use an airplane, which will add to the costs. See the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org for the team's website and PayPal address. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
The ham radio world has lost a top DXer, a friend, and a supporter of Newsline's Young Ham of the Year Award. We hear more about him from Don Wilbanks, AE5DW.
We at Amateur Radio Newsline are mourning the passing of Dennis Mochenbacher, K7BV. Dennis passed from this world on Thursday, January 9th, after a 14-year battle with cancer. He was 76. Dennis was passionate about amateur radio. He was first licensed at age 13. An avid DXer, he was equally at home on both sides of the pile-up. His amateur radio travels took him to 35 countries. He competed in the World Radio Sport Team Championships in Slovenia in 2000 and won countless awards for his ham radio accomplishments. He served as a radioman for 2 years in the U.S. Navy in Vietnam on the USS Canberra. From 1976 to 2002, Dennis worked in the fire suppression industry. He was editor of the National Contest Journal from 1998 until 2002. After that, he was sales and marketing manager for the ARRL. From 2006 to his retirement in 2019, he was executive vice president of amateur radio sales at Yazoo, USA. Dennis was a fixture on stage at the Huntsville Hamfest for the presentation of our Young Ham of the Year Award. Some years ago, Gigaparts did a live online TV presentation at the Huntsville Hamfest, and it was my honor as one of the hosts to spend about 20 minutes chatting with Dennis as my guest. You can find that on the Gigaparts YouTube channel or at the link in the printed edition of this week's newscast. A devoted family man, we send our love to his wife, children, and grandchildren. Rest easy, my friend. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW.
Are you ready for Winter Field Day? If you're in the U.S. or Canada, get your plans in order now. Travis Lisk in 3ILS tells us more.
In North America, Winter Field Day will be held, as always, during the last full weekend of January. But there are some changes this year. This emergency preparedness test of portable equipment under harsh weather conditions has been extended past its previous 24-hour period. Clubs and individual amateurs are being encouraged to register their stations for this event, which has grown since the first Winter Field Day held in 2007. Operators are permitted to use HF, VHF, and UHF bands for CW, single sideband, and digital modes. The operating period is now 30 hours long and will begin at 1600 UTC Saturday, January 25th, and conclude at 2159 UTC the following day. Both indoor and outdoor stations are permitted, as are mobile stations, whether they be moving or stationary. For more details about the rules and to register your station, visit the Winter Field Day website at winterfieldday.org. That's winterfieldday, one word, .org. This is Travis Lisk and 3ILS.
Students in government residential schools in rural parts of the Indian state of Karnataka can now reach out and touch the world with the help of digital mobile radio, or DMR. John Williams, VK4JJW, explains how the radios got there.
20 new DMR radio base stations are opening up the world to students in rural schools run by the state of Karnataka's Social Welfare Department. The installation was done by the Indian Institute of Hams at the request of the state. According to news reports in the Hindu and the Bangalore Mirror, science teachers and a pair of 8th grade students from a number of the schools received online training for their amateur radio licenses and then successfully sat the exam from the Ministry of Communications. The radios are designed to give the students access to scientists, researchers, and others in the amateur radio community who would normally be inaccessible from within their remote rural communities. The radios are available to be operated around the clock. Just as significantly, the radios are available so the schools can serve as emergency communication centers when disaster strikes and the remote regions are likely to be cut off from many services. The initiative is called Ham Yatra and spans the state. The Ham Institute's director, S. Satyapal told local media. He said he hoped the radios would open a window of curiosity for the students about opportunities in the world of science. This is John Williams, VK4JJW.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the N06BS repeater on Thursday evenings in Los Angeles County, California. The National Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting in Westchester, Ohio is QRV and is about to reopen. Stephen Kinford, N8WB, brings us the details.
6 months of renovations have come to an end at the Voice of America Museum, which is reopening its doors to the public at noon on Saturday, the 25th of January. The work has created new exhibit space with room for more displays that showcase radio history in the U.S. The building formerly housed the Voice of America's Bethany Relay Station. The museum will be open every Saturday and Sunday from noon to 4 p.m. local time, but can also accommodate group tours on any day of the week if arrangements are made in advance. The Westchester Amateur Radio Association, WC8VOA, has its headquarters in the historic building and has had uninterrupted on-the-air activity even as remodeling took place elsewhere in the interior. As visitors return, hams will be on the air and, as always, ready to welcome them. This is Stephen Kinford, N8WB.
In India, the second largest Hindu gathering, the Gangesar Mela, is presenting a variety of opportunities for DX and award scheme participation. That's because hams on DXpedition there are also involved in a public safety mission at this massive religious pilgrimage. Jim Meachins at L2BHF tells us what's happening.
Where the Ganges River and the Bay of Bengal run together, the faithful gather every year. Hams from the West Bengal Radio Club, VU2WB, have been on Saga Island since the 10th of January, operating AU2WBRC. They are there to help keep people safe as they come to worship, and they are helping visitors who get lost in the crowd reunite with their families. The hams have another mission too, making contact with radio operators around the world. Those logging a QSO with any of the operators qualify for a number of award schemes, including Islands on the Air, which identifies Saga Island as AS-153. The location also qualifies Under the Beaches on the Air as number 60572 and World Lighthouses on the Air schemes as Lighthouse 2262. This is Jim Meachin, ZL2BHF.
Mark your calendars for January 23rd. You might just work someone in the Royal Netherlands Army Signal Regiment during a one-day special event with a very specific purpose to get the Marines in the Netherlands more involved in amateur radio. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, has the details.
Special Event Station PA25MC has a military mission, but one focused on education and friendship. On the 23rd of January, the Royal Army Signal Regiment, PI4VBD, will be operating from various locations using military radios, some of them historical. There will also be a variety of operators. Some are experienced members of the Army, others are soldiers in training. Some may even be civilian personnel. They will be calling CQ on as many HF bands as possible using SSB. The Signal Regiment itself is a well-established group that appreciates the importance of amateur radio. Last year it marked its 150th anniversary. For QSL information, see the QRZ.com page for PA25MC. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, be listening for the call sign 5N9DTG being used by members of the Rebel DX group. They will be on the air from Nigeria for up to 3 weeks, starting in the third week of January. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Team IG9/S51V will have several members on the air between the 19th and the 29th of January, operating with the prefix IG9 followed by their home call signs, including S56DX, S51V, S57UN, and several others. They will also be participating in the CQ Worldwide 160-meter CW contest as a multi-single entry using the team call sign IG9/S51V, all from Lampedusa Island, IOTA number AF019, QSL via the operator's home calls. See QRZ.com for additional details. Listen for OF60AP being used by members of the Central Uusimaa Radio Amateurs Association, OH2AP in Finland. The club is marking its 60th anniversary with this year-long special event. See QRZ.com for certificate and QSL details. Dwight, VE7BV, is using the call sign TG9BBV until the 28th of January from Guatemala. He is operating CW, sideband, and some FT8. Look for Dwight on 40 through 6 meters. See his personal QRZ.com page for QSL details. There's a saying in theater that even if you encounter hardship, the show must go on. Well, the theater of radio is no exception to that rule. In our final story this week, we learn how an important amateur radio program weathered the storm, literally, to fulfill a promised shortwave broadcast premiere. Here's Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, with the details.
Listeners had counted on hearing the first shortwave broadcast of the DARC's amateur news program from Wolferton, England, but no one had counted on the severe storm that was bearing down on the west of England. The damage rendered 7 of the station's 35 antennas unusable, leaving the 9670 kHz broadcast imperiled as the hour for the start of the program drew near. The technical team scrambled and, on short notice, improvised. They crash-started another transmitter and a different antenna, so they were able to put the program on the air just as expected, on time and on frequency. In an announcement to listeners on Sunday the 12th of January, Radio DARC's Rainer Engler, DF2NU, thanked the Wolferton team, saying, quote, "This incident shows once again that technicians help each other and do everything humanly possible," end quote. Although reception reports varied unexpectedly because of the different equipment employed, over 1,000 listeners' emails poured in praising the program. Rainer proclaimed the premiere a success. The Wolferton station had saved Radio DARC for its listeners after the closure of its previous shortwave broadcaster in Mossbrunn, Austria, had been obliged to close down. Meanwhile, the station reports that the original antennas have since been repaired and their original configuration restored. The show will indeed go on. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Have you sent in your amateur radio haiku to Newsline's Haiku Challenge yet? It's as easy as writing a QSL card. Set your thoughts down using traditional haiku format. A 3-line verse with 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second, and 5 in the third. Submit your work on our website at arnewsline.org. Each week's winner gets a shout-out on our website where everyone can find the winning haiku. With thanks to the Amateur Radio Daily, Bangalore Mirror, Cecil Casillas, WD6FZA, David Behar, K7DB, Facebook, 425DX News, the Hindu website, PC Magazine, QRZ.com, Radio DARC, RadioWorld.com, Sarah VU2RS, ShortwaveRadio.de, the National Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting, Winterfield Day Association, Wireless Institute of Australia, YouTube, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, W8VPV in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3, and as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2025, all rights reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 10 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is Thomas, and my call sign is KE8OWX. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open and directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, to enhance net operating practices, and during these times of social isolation, to keep members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m., preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. We'll start with announcements, then we'll ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that's complete, we'll take check-ins, call signs only. We're looking for 5 at a time, giving me a chance to confirm each call before I move on to the next. Then we'll work through 5 check-ins and ask for 5 more until we've completed. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call, repeat it phonetically, followed by your name and your location. When all check-ins have been worked, we'll close the net after repeating the announcements. We also operate an HF plus 6 meter band exploration starting at 9:30 p.m. after this net. The approximate frequencies are posted on our webpage. Tonight we're on 40 meters, and a better frequency will be chosen much closer and announced on this repeater. Please join us if you have the privileges and the equipment. So 2 big announcements. Winter Field Day is happening this weekend, the 25th and the 26th. And so to go along with that, we are doing a Winter Field Day station. We're doing Winter Field Day station at our new clubhouse. So if you're interested in that, there should have been a email blast that went out today, and there is a meeting for planning for that the 22nd at 6 p.m. It is via Zoom, but he can join and participate in that planning session. But we do plan on trying to go for a bunch of points here on the weekend. So if you're interested, would like to join us, or if you've never worked any of that before, we would certainly like to have you join us at the station, at the clubhouse, and we can get you worked in on that. So there is a schedule and the planning session, so if you let anybody know, sign up for that, and we'd like to get you in on that. That was my 2-in-1 announcement, the big one that I've got for us. So with that, do we have any officers or any other traffic of general interest for the club? Please call now. Hearing none, and hopefully not everybody is watching the football game. I'm briefly looking at it right now. But this is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor. We'll go to regular check-ins. Looking for 5. Please call now.
Alpha Charlie 8, X-Ray Oscar.
Got you, Vince. Next, please.
Bravo 8, Victor, Hotel Kilo, John.
I got KV8VHK, and I think there was somebody else in there. Please come back. All right, we're looking for 3 more. Please call now.
W8VPV, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Got you, John. 2 more, please.
KE8TQR, Keith in Uniontown.
Got you, Keith. And 1 more, please.
K8WTK.
I got you, Bill. All right. Vince, AC8XO, you're up.
Good evening, everybody on the net. It's your local newsletter editor here, just reminding everybody that this is the middle of the month and maybe you can figure out something for the newsletter. If you can't, no problem. I'll fill it in with something else. Other than that, that's all I got. Alpha Charlie 8X Oscar, back to net.
All right, thank you, Vince. Next up is KB8VHK. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening to everybody on the net. John here in Kenmore. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm going to try to make it to the winter field day after I take the general test at the Cuyahoga Falls Library this weekend. Hoping to get on and make a few contacts. Other than that, that's all I got for the net. Thank you.
Well, good luck with that. I forgot. I should have put that on there. There is a VE test this weekend, and even if you don't or aren't ready for your general license and you would like to try, we will have operators here that can supervise you, and so you can get HF time even if you aren't licensed for that. So if anybody would like to join us, again, please join us, and the planning session is on Zoom. You should have got that email blast if you're a club member. All right, John, W03X, you're up.
W8VPV, this is W03X. Yes, along the lines of operating over there during winter field day, everybody will be operating as W8VPV. So even if you don't have a general license and only have a technician license, like Thomas said there'll be a control operator to supervise you, and so you can operate on the HF bands as W8VPV. And so over the weekend, on Saturday, I operated only for 1 hour the Ohio VHF Simplex contest, and I only made 7 contacts, but the last 3 contacts were in the last minute of the contest there, so that was funny, and one of them was Frank, W8EZT. So with that, back to the net, this is W03X.
Thanks for stopping by. Next up is Keith, KE8TQR.
W8VPV, this is KE8TQR. Good evening, Thomas. Good evening, everyone else here on the net. Good to hear everybody. I'm assuming everybody's on the warm side of the door, hopefully. I know I am. Well, okay, I'm down here in the shack. I fired up the wood stove this morning, so it's a balmy 74 degrees upstairs, but it's only about 62 down here. So I'm dressed warmly here, but it's okay. It's good sleeping in the back bedrooms when the heater's on out in the living room. But anyway, I had a great day here at the UTH. The wife and I watched the proceedings in Washington, D.C., and I have to say that we enjoyed that. A lot of pomp and circumstance, and I'm glad they were indoors as well. Still waiting on the tracking number for the Mercury amplifier. I haven't got that yet, though they've been fully paid. Hopefully I'll get it tomorrow. If not, I will be sending off an email wanting to know where it is. But other than that, got a couple appointments tomorrow at the VA, about 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's probably still going to be pretty chilly outside. And then I guess it's getting even colder tomorrow night, getting down into the double low digits, from what I've read. But that's about all I got. It's good to hear everyone tonight. Like I said, I hope everyone's having a great evening, and hope the rest of the week goes even better for all of you. And if you're going out, please be careful, dress warm, and I hope to hear you later. But I'll send it back to you, Thomas. Thanks for running the net. Thanks for taking my check-in. Fine job you're doing tonight, and we'll talk to you all later. This is KE8TQR saying 73, and God bless.
Thanks for stopping by, Keith. Great to hear from you. And I'd say 62 is way better than the 2 degrees it is outside right now. So, yeah, stay inside, stay warm, and we'll talk to you again. Bill, KA8TKW, you're up.
W8VPV, KA8WTK, Bill and Talmage. Not much going on here. Been collecting pieces and parts to try my hand at building a 4-to-1 Ballon for my 40-meter Delta Loop. And probably try winding that in the next day or two. I've wound toroids before for other kits like my soft rock stuff and that sort of thing, but never wound a Ballon, so we'll see how this works out. Other than that, just staying warm. Back to that, W8VPV, KA8WTK.
Thanks for joining us, Bill. Good to hear you there. And good luck with all the projects that you got. Stay warm. This is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor. We're at the bottom of the list, and so we're looking for additional check-ins. Please call now.
Whiskey 8, Echo Zulu Tango.
I got you, Frank. Next, please. Well, we can do these one at a time. Go ahead, Frank. W8EZT from W8VPV.
All right, good evening, Thomas, everybody out there, and I hope everybody's actually inside staying warm. I haven't set foot outside since late this afternoon, but I suspect we'll get down here soon, so hopefully everybody's staying warm. As I heard you mention, we are doing Winter Field Day this weekend, Saturday from about 11 a.m. to Sunday about 4:30. We're probably not going to cover the whole window, but we want to get 6 hours of operation in there. We'll be operating under the club call W8VPV. And as you said, even technicians are certainly invited to get some experience in the HF bands. We will have visual operators there. There should be a sign-up list that Anthony has put out. If you would like to operate, please sign up on a first-come, first-served basis. If you're going to be operating overnight, we'll have some kind of food there, sloppy joes, maybe hamburgers, sloppy joes, something like that, some chips, some munchies, and of course pop. This is inside, and we'll have a refrigerator and of course working bathroom and everything like that. So should be pretty good there. If you are interested, even if you don't plan on attending, we will be having a Zoom meeting Wednesday evening, a field day planning meeting, 6 o'clock to whenever we get everything figured out. We'll be covering, let me pause for time here. This will be the first time we've done any serious operating from the club site, so it's going to be an interesting experience. We're going to have to probably make some, put up a second antenna, because right now we don't have 10-meter capability. Maybe even put up a VHF antenna and see what we can do there. But again, I think it would be an interesting experience for anybody in the club. And if anybody out there is a student in our class and would like to join us, please consider doing that also. All right, that's really about all I've got. We'll catch you on 40 meters later tonight. I've got to run outside real quick and run the trash cans out front, but that's going to be it. I'm going to be right back in. So we'll hand it back to you, Thomas. See who else is out there. This is W8EZT, back to net.
Thanks for stopping by, Frank. We hope to hear you on 40 meters. This is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor, looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now.
Kilo, Foxtrot 8, Alpha Victor Delta, KF8, PVD, Tony, Merriman Valley. In and out tonight.
All right, Tony, I got you in and out. Anybody else, please?
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Papa X-Ray, Jesse, New Franklin. I'll I'll be in and out also.
All right, got you, ZPX. Anybody else?
E8 KVI, in and out.
I got KE8 KVI, in and out. Any more check-ins, please call now.
Whiskey Alpha 8 Radio, Charlie, November.
RCN, I got you. Do we have anybody else? All right, W8 RCN. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. You're up.
Okay, W8VPV, W8 RCN. Your neighbor down the street. How you doing, Thomas, and everybody on the net? Jim in Northampton Township down here by Blossom. So I just thought to give you another bean for the pot and surviving the cold like everybody else, I guess, until it's over in a couple, 3 days. So haven't had a winter like this in a long time. Long overdue. Back over to you. You're doing a great job. Thanks.
Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, we've had a couple cold ones recently. We certainly haven't had this level of snow that sticks around, and definitely not the two together. So it's been one of those winters for the ages. Anyways, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We're looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now. All right. Well, I guess everybody's watching the game, which it's an incredible game so far. Anyways, we'll go real quick through the announcements again. Number one, this Saturday is a VE test session. So if you're looking to get your license or upgrade, that test is this weekend. That information is on our website. You do need to sign up, but just please let us know. We'd love to have you there at the test session. Secondly, we are doing Winter Field Day this Saturday. It is going to be at the new field house, and so it's going to be inside and significantly warmer than trying to go out like in the weather that is today. So we'd like to have you join us. If you want to, just let us know. There is a sign-up on the website and an email that was sent out today. And that also brings up, we do have a planning meeting this Wednesday, and trying to figure out what stations to use, how we're going to log it, and what we're trying to accomplish. So that's via Zoom. That information is also on the website. Don't forget to check all that out, and we'd love to have you join us. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We're going to do one last call for check-ins. Please call now. Hearing none, I will prepare to close the net. I would like to thank everybody that took time to join us and check in. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been KE8OWX, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net with 10 check-ins and return the repeater to normal and customary amateur use. I will find something on 40 meters much closer. It looks like there's a lot of background noise, so we're going to have to figure something out there. But we will be on 40 meters at 9:30. Please join us if you can. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor closing the net at 8:49 p.m. local time, 73.
W8VPV. Repeater TL110.9. W8VPV. Repeater
This is KE8OWX. We're going to try 7 Mark 188, 7 Mark 188 for the 40 meter net at 9:30.
W8VPV. Repeater.
Again, the suffix.
Juliet Delta Yankee. Juliet Delta Yankee.
50, please.
Kilo Alpha there, Radio Tango Mike. Mike, it's your turn for call. He is gone on the monitor.
That's strange, isn't it? Yep. Okay.
Lima Golf Hotel. Lima Golf Hotel, over. There we go. Hotel Juliet 4, Golf Tango Sierra 59. Okay, I'm sorry, my friend. What is your prefix? Your prefix, my friend? What is your prefix? Your prefix? I need your prefix. Your prefix. I need your call, please. Please stand by. I'm turning the antenna. Please stand by. I am turning the antenna. Okay, your call sign again, please. Your call sign again, please. Okay, I have Hotel Juliet 2, Golf Tango Sierra, QSL. Okay. You are 5 and 9. 5 and 9, over. $73, thank you. Bye-bye. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey.
Kilowatt India 5, Uniform X-Ray Romeo.
Kilowatt India 5, Uniform X-Ray Romeo, 59.
Mobile, Alabama, 73.
73, and thanks. November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. Whiskey Victor 8, Whiskey Victor, yeah. Oh my God. Whiskey Victor 8, Whiskey 59. Well, good evening, Alan. Where in Michigan are you? Thank you very much for that. I am originally from near Kalamazoo, Yep, spent many an hours on the beach there, and love that area. Don't get enough. I'll let you go, see if there's anybody else who wants to work the event station. So 73, Alan, I appreciate the call. And thanks. Good luck. November 1 Whiskey.
Kilowatt Oscar 2, Quebec.
Kilowatt Oscar 2, Quebec, 59.
Also 59, thank you.
73, and thanks. November 1 Whiskey. Alpha Charlie 8, Tango, November 59. Thanks. November. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey.
Whiskey 0 Oscar Sierra.
Whiskey 0 Oscar Sierra, 59.
259, Minnesota.
23, thanks. November 1 Whiskey. Whiskey 2 again. I'm sorry, sir, I just need your suffix again. Is it something London, London? Okay, I got Whiskey 2. What's the suffix, please? The suffix again? Ah, we got Whiskey 2, Denmark, London, London, 59. Thanks for your patience. 73, November 1 Whiskey. Kilo Tango 4, Alpha Hotel, 59. Well, good evening, Ed. It sounds like you've got some RF or some AC or some noise on your audio. Over. Yeah, it's actually pretty bad. I'd check into that before you hurt yourself. 73 and good luck. November 1 CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey.
Kilo number 4, Whiskey Zulu Victor.
Kilo 4, Whiskey Zulu Victor, 59.
Copy of the 59. You're also 59 in Florida. Thank you.
73 and thanks. Number 1 Whiskey.
Kilo November 4, Charlie Bravo Zulu.
Charlie Bravo Zulu. Sorry, I walked over you. Is it Kilo November 4?
Right, Kilo November 4, Zulu. You're a 59 plus 20 into Raleigh, North Carolina.
Well, thank you very much, sir. You're also 59. 59 here as well. 73.
73.
November 1 Whiskey. QRZ. CQ. November 1 Whiskey. November 1 Whiskey. The Alpha Delta again. The Alpha Delta. Oh boy. Got some QRN. Let me narrow this a little bit. Okay, try to get the Alpha Delta again, please. Oh, Alpha Delta 8 Oscar India 59. Oh boy, I think you said 59. I think I got that. I'm going to put you in the log. Thanks very much. 73. November 1 Whiskey.
Whiskey Alpha 9, Papa, Whiskey Papa.
Whiskey Alpha 9, Papa, Whiskey Papa, 59.
Booming in, 59, thank you.
73, thanks. November 1 Whiskey. November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey.
Whiskey Tango 4, Delta X-Ray.
Whiskey Tango 4, Delta X-Ray, 59. 73, thanks. November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. The 7 station again. Hotel India 7 Sierra 59. 73, thanks. November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey.
Kilo Queen 4, Lima Papa Delta.
Kilo Queen 4, is it Lima Papa Golf? Over.
Kilo Queen 4, Lima Papa Delta, roger.
There we go, off by 1. Lima, Kilo Queen 4, Lima, Papa, Delta, 5-9.
Hey, roger, 5-9, Tennessee.
73, thanks, November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. Again, station starting with Papa. Is there a Papa Yankee? Okay, stand by, my friend. I'm going to turn the antenna. So please stand by. Okay, the Papa Yankee, again. The Papa station, again. Papa station, again, please. No, I'm sorry, my friend. Can't pull you out. I'm not going to be able to pull you out. Let's start again a little bit. This is November 1 Whiskey. Secure the CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey. CQ, November 1 Whiskey, November 1 Whiskey.
I'm going to make it real quick. Name is Mo, KB1LSK. I'm located up in northern Maine, small town of Bering on U.S. Highway 1, out in the middle of nowhere. Canada is right across the street, around the border of Canada. And I'm on a Kenwood TS990 with a high-O microphone and a Meritron AL80B linear with a tuner. And I'm doing close to about 1,000 watts right now. I'm on a dipole antenna inverted V, and that's on my tower. My tower is 120 feet straight up with a beacon light. Back to you.
All right, well, you're coming in pretty well to Akron, Ohio here, and I'm only running 100 watts on a 7300, so hopefully you're able to hear me okay. Sounds like you were. Please call now.
Whiskey 8, Echo Zulu Tango.
W8VPV, I got you there, Frank. Anybody else?
W3X, Whiskey Oscar, 3 X-ray.
W3X, got you. Next, please. Hearing nobody else, we'll go to Frank. W8VPV, you're up.
All right, good evening, Thomas, and everybody out there, and I'd like to welcome the one station, KB1, I believe it was LFK Lincoln Foxtrot Kilo. Welcome to our net. This is our band exploration net. We do a local net on our repeaters earlier in the evening, and then each week we pick a different band and find an open spot on there and just use it to let our members check out their equipment, make sure their antennas and equipment are working at and able to get a message out. So thanks for stopping by. There's no real topic for this net that we'll talk about anything that comes up. As Thomas said, we are going to be working Winter Field Day this year for anybody, or this weekend for anybody who's interested. We will have the planning meeting, as he said, at 6 p.m. It'll be a Zoom meeting. You can find it in our calendar on the cfarc.org website in the calendar page, and I'm looking forward to participating in it. We will have general and extra class operators on board, so if you're a technician and want some experience on the lower bands, this will be your chance to do so. We have a sign-up sheet. I haven't checked my club's website, but I believe we've got a sign-up sheet up there. So if you're interested in operating for some time, by all means, get your name in there. First come, first serve. All right, that's all I've got. Thomas, doing a great job. I put it off, but I'm going to have to go out there and haul the trash out to the curb, so I'm going to do that now. We'll catch you down the page. This is W8VPV, back to net.
Oh, thanks for the reminder there, Russ. I completely forgot, and that would have been a disaster. Good to hear you, Frank. W8VPV, you're up.
Yeah, good evening, Thomas, and all on the net. This is W8VPV. Name here is John. I'm in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. On the our website, I don't see the sign-up. I did see a sign-up in an email, so I'm signed up. And I had KB1 LSK 10 over 9 here, so real good copy on him there. So let's see, nothing much else to report here. So with that, back to the net. W8VPV, this is W8VPV.
Thanks for stopping by, John. Glad to have you here. This is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor. We're at the bottom of the list, so anybody that's not watching the OSU game, if you would like to check in, please call now. I'm not hearing anything, Frank or John. Are you hearing anybody else? This is the first time I've heard you all on here, but yeah, you know, and the football game is a blowout last night, so I don't care about that. Ohio is kicking the crap out of Notre Dame last night. We're going to shut it off, but yeah, you guys take care. KB4 HAM. All right, thanks for stopping by 703. This is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor, seeing if we have any other check-in. Please go now. Operation Saturday, Winter Field Day, Saturday and Sunday, and Winter Field Day planned on Wednesday. Information on our website, as everybody is active on that. So, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We'll prepare to close the net. I'd like to thank all of us who took the time to join us tonight. Without your participation, we wouldn't have that. This has been KE8WS. It's my pleasure to host the net. We'll close the net with 4 check-ins, then return the frequency to normal customer hammer sheets. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor closing the net at 9:41 p.m. local time, 7
Good job, Thomas. And the fourth station was coming in here in Akron, Ohio, and F9 into a gap tighten. So good, easy to read signal. W8EZT, I'll be clear.